What's up, guys? I just wanted to give this a shot. I'm going to try to actually go through and kind of edit a couple clips together here for an update on the Audi audio build, as well as an introduction for the next project car. Should be pretty cool. If you guys are here strictly for audio stuff, the next car may not exactly be what you're looking for, but if you're here as just kind of a general car person, or you just enjoy car builds or whatever, I think it'll be really cool. I look forward to see kind of the feedback, if there is any, on this type of video. If you like the edited stuff, I'm going to give them a shot at it. I'm by no means an editor, know at all what I'm doing. So yeah, just give me some feedback. Let me know if you guys are looking forward to anything. I'm going to be making videos regardless of if anybody watches them. Just kind of something I want to do. So appreciate it and keep tuned. What's up, everybody? I just want to make a quick update. It's been a long time, kind of fell off the planet like I usually do with the whole Audi audio build. Basically, I got the 410 system that you guys would have seen me almost having done last video. Got that together, put it in there. I'm getting old, I guess. The shit was way too much. It was super freaking loud, even just off the tube amps. I then briefly went down to 210s off of one of the 1500s at half ohm. That was still really loud, but more reasonable. But the box really wasn't made for my car in terms of the dimensions, so it took up way too much space. And now I've currently just got a single 10. But along the way, a lot's changed with the car. It's got different wheels on it. The whole front suspension's redone. It's got coilovers on it. It's not like super dumped like a lot of these cars are these days, but just lowered a little bit, give it a little bit nicer stance. These are OEM Audi Fat 5s. Really good condition, freshly refinished. Got them at a good deal local. Got some good brand new General all-season tires on there. Solo Works coilovers, new upper and lower control arms, tie rods, sway bar end links, sway bar bushings, alignment, whole nine. Pretty sure I showed these. I got new B7 style front leather seats. My original seat was all torn up in the butt. I've got the Sundown 6.5 inch SA 6.5 inch component set with the crossovers mounted there in the doors. Don't mind the crap. This is 100% the daily driver now. You can see that sitting there. I can talk to that in a little bit. But another thing I spent a lot of time and kind of effort doing, just because it was something that I thought would be cool to do, was going through the engine bay. Turn on my light. And I cleaned this up a lot. So kind of just get it in frame there. Found a new old stock power steering cover, which is super cool part to find. Deleted the upper washer fluid reservoir. Got a new coolant expansion tank and a black cap to kind of clean up the old gunky yellow crap. Took off the super ugly blue manifold. I put that sticker on there when I got it just to kind of go with the ridiculousness of the color on the particular car. Had my buddy, my co-worker, he does powder coating work. He had this powder coated. It's like a prismatic powders, Burton Silver, I think is what it's called. Kind of dirty, but looks pretty good. Went through all the harnesses. It's got new EV1 style pigtails. It's all done up. It's got the heat-proof Tessa tape wiring wrap on everything. Painted the coolant expansion tube. It's got all new hardware on all the coil pack brackets. It's got the newer coil packs. All these harnesses have been gone through and freshened up. This is also wrapped. It's got the AEM drive flow filter on like a custom made bracket thing that I made to mount to the stock heat shield that was modified, that bolts down to the frame rail itself. It's got a replacement OEM Borg Warner KO3 turbo. CTS catless or cat delete pipe, a Tectonics, I think is how you say it. Yeah, Tectonics tuning 2.5 inch down pipe from their back into the stock exhaust. Got some DEI heat wrap on some of these lines and stuff down here to kind of prevent or clean that up. Deleted all the PCV system, all the evap stuff. Combi valve is gone. So I've got I've got a catch can that runs cleanly. The line's kind of up here. It runs really clean up underneath, over, down. And then there's a catch can, so aptly labeled as catch can. Thank you, eBay. Mounted under there to handle all of the recirculation duties. So spent quite a bit of time cleaning all this up, trying to make it look nice. I normally only always do suspension wheel work before I end up inevitably selling the car. So I wanted to kind of spend some time in making this look nice, cleaning it up, making it super simple as much as I can, reducing parts that could break. As I said, this is 100% my daily now. It's got 201,000 miles on it, and I have no plans on stopping anytime soon. I got the cowl all finished with a new battery cover that was missing before. I've got the evap solenoid system relocated down in the fender well, all the wire and the housings extended and tucked. Secondary air pumps deleted. I mean, you name it. I went through and I definitely spent some time and effort kind of cleaning all that up and putting some pride into it, if you want to call it that. So I got the front suspension all nice and updated. Got the engine stuff mostly updated. It's all stock, short block, but everything head gasket and up's been serviced at some point, so it should be good. In terms of stereo stuff, basically like I mentioned now, we're down to a single sub. Let me see if I can't grab my light. I've done some garage updates too. Got a different shelf over here for some car wash bits. I've got the hose hanging up for the winter. Again, I can talk to this in a second. But I redid this side of the garage, got rid of that shelf that was in the corner, moved my shelf over and all this stuff over to kind of make it more efficient. Got a nice kerosene heater for the winter. And then because this is a rental house for me, I ran a cord off the garage thing up and over down, and I picked up a cheap like Harbor Freight air compressor from my coworker who was getting rid of it. And so that now I can fill my tires up and blow shit off and, you know, that type of thing. So, but anyway, this is the setup now. It's just a single E10 dual 2. The little flush mount box, 1 cube. It allows me to basically have this seat up, and then I have all of this space still available to use the thing as an actual wagon, which is what I'm all about. It's full on daily driver mode. It still sounds really good, despite, you know, being down on cone area from where it was originally planned to be. With the components, they're getting about 150 watts RMS now with my amp, and I would say the singleton with those, it's an awesome balance of like having loud balanced sound. Like, it definitely has a little more bass than it needs to be, quote unquote balanced, but it's definitely a good sound. So yeah, I just figured I'd do the last for a while update on the Audi. It's on full winter beater mode now. It's you know, early December in Indiana. We've already had some days in the teens in terms of temperatures. It's a matter of time before it's a full-on shit show. So give me a minute. I'll make a little break here to kind of introduce a new project that's going to be coming to the channel. I hope to get a little more consistent in making videos, not so much to make anything of it or whatever, but just something that I would like to do for myself. So give me a second, I'll get this stuff laid out and we can kind of talk about that. Alright, I got everything set back up here, kind of what I wanted to show you guys. Obviously there's a lot still to kind of to make some sense of this, but some keen eyes might be able to see what this is all about. So basically the story goes, I've got a friend of mine who has a 95 Miata. It's a 1.8 car, NA body style, that he's pretty much primarily used as a track car for the last few years. It's been turbocharged for about 2 years now. And each year, unfortunately, he's had issues with the turbocharger, kind of the car as a whole at the track. So basically, the first year he had an oil return line failure, and it got oil in the header, which caused a small fire. Got all that fixed up over the off season. This would have been between 2017 and 2018. And then 2018, I think he did one event. It was fine. Then the next event or something like that, the power steering overheated, pushed some fluid out of it. That got on the header or the manifold, downpipe, something along those lines. Caused another fire. And basically the car's been sitting since. He's kind of done some analysis on what needs to be replaced. But he just wants something he can take to the track and thrash. So he's looking at like a C5 Corvette or something along those lines. Whereas me, I've now gotten rid of my 2017 GTI to trade in for a 2012 Golf TDI. I've given that to my wife. We've sold her 07 Jetta, and then, like I said in the last snippet of the video, this is now my 100% daily driver. We are a two-car family at the moment, and that will soon change. I'm going to be picking the Miata up from Donnie, basically as a tinker car, something I can wrench on, something I can put some time into without needing to dump gobs of money into right away, because it's kind of already there in terms of the bones. It just needs time spent on it now to kind of bring it back to where it needs to go to. So to give you some updates, I'll overlay some pictures here now of the state the car is in. Basically, it's a fully gutted track car. No heater box, no heater core, no AC, no interior, no carpet, no dash, nothing. I'm going to be looking to make it a little bit more street car than that. I'll have to get rid of those Sparco Sprints you're seeing on the screen. Those seats, they're too narrow for me. So those will be getting sold once I pick the car up. It's got an extra set of wheels, some Ambit, shoot. I can't recall the name of the wheel. Avanti Storm wheels with brand new, essentially R888s on them that I'll be selling as well. So if anybody's interested in those, they'll be available in about a month. But regardless, I'll be getting that stuff out. The floor being all white is something Donnie did when he stripped it to kind of combat heat, and he liked the look of it. I'm going to be going back through and bed lining the whole floor black. And then basically I've started to just acquire parts as needed for both the interior bits as well as what's needed to get the fire damage fixed and all of that. So basically, fire damage wise, the wideband sensor was burnt. There's some looming on some of the wires that run behind the engine that was burnt up. The spark plug wires were burnt. The cam sensor pigtail on the back of the engine was melted. So I've started to just acquire some bits. The brake fluid reservoir was kind of it's not ruined, but it's definitely deformed from the heat. So I got one of those from the scrapyard. I found this used coil and some used NGK wires that are known good, cheap off a Facebook page just to get it going. I got a new cam sensor pigtail offline for like 10 bucks. So we'll be replacing what we've got, splicing that in. And then I'll be ordering a new Bosch wideband to go with the Innovate kit that it's got. And other than that, as far as we know, without cutting some more of the loom open and really diving into it, it looks to be like it should be fairly simple. I'm preparing myself for a lot more work if it comes to it. If there's more wiring burnt up or some more seals that have cooked themselves, if the valve cover gas gets melted and it's not sealing anymore, stuff like that, I'm ready for it. But best case, it's a fairly simple turnaround to at least get running again. And then from there, we'll be diving into more of this stuff. So I got this seat, the seat belt retractor, and this carpet locally for 60 bucks, which is a freaking steal. Seat doesn't have any tears or rips or anything like that in it. It's an NA passenger seat. So basically the plan is, as of now, I'm going to put a regular stock seat for the passenger side with a stock belt, so that way anybody who rides in the car, whether it's a car friend or, family or whatever, they don't have to worry about the harnesses and a racing seat, and I don't have to fit it for everybody and yada yada. So that'll be stock seat with the appropriate seat belt. And then this carpet is actually out of an NB Miata, which I hope will be close enough. I'm not going for freaking OEM here. I just want it to be like, oh, this is not full race car spec. So I've got that. It's a little cut on this side. You can kind of tell if you look at the distance between there and there versus kind of here and here. The gentleman who removed it had trouble getting that piece out from under the console and just cut it. So I'm just going to kind of be getting it 90% and calling it good. Like I said, it'll all be rhino lined underneath, black. There'll be a front section of carpet that'll go in. I'll probably try to get the rocker plastics or make something that covers that job up. Passenger side seats going to be stock. Driver's side seats likely going to be a Corbeau FX1. I'm a little bit wider, so that'll fit well for me. Unsure if I'm going to do an actual dash pad and put a dash pad back in it. I'll probably just clean the crash bar up and paint it. Wrap all that wiring up to make it look as nice as I can and kind of go from there. But yeah, it's definitely going to be something that's going to be more time involved, and given that we're going into winter, I've got a lot of that. So be sure to stay tuned. I'll have videos on that regarding fixing all of the remaining issues from the fire, whether that be repairing any wire, replacing gaskets or seals, or tidying up the loom. The likeliest scenario is that engine is going to get a similar treatment that this engine did. Even after everything's fixed, all the loom is going to be covered and wrapped in this Testa tape. All the pigtails that needed are going to be redone. All the top end gaskets replaced. Valve cover, intake manifold, turbine housing is all going to be powder coated. The downpipe will be wrapped in DEI titanium wrap. So it'll all be gone through. There'll be a bunch of content on that as well. We've got a little bit of paint work or body part replacement to do. The hood itself, the paint was kind of bubbled on the top side from the fire. So we're either going to see if we can't knock that down and do like a little vinyl livery type situation on the hood to cover it, or maybe just get a replacement hood. It has a hard top on it, but it's white, as you can see in the pictures. We may try to vinyl wrap that black. We may try to get some of those paint match cans and put some paint on it. I don't know, who knows on that regard. And then, like I said, all the interior work, getting the carpet in, the seats changed, the floor done. So tons of stuff going to be coming up on the Miata. The plan is to pick that up from Maryland on kind of the holiday time frame. We'll be driving out to Maryland before Christmas, and then between Christmas and New Year's, Donnie and I will be trailering it back and bringing it back here, where it will effectively take my garage bay, and I'll be back outside. So yeah, I appreciate for those of you who stuck around. I know it's a long-winded video, and I know it's early days for getting traction on these videos, but appreciate anybody who stopped and watched, who just checked out the Audi or wanted to see more about what's going to come with this new car. Hope to get some of the work friends and maybe some of their cars involved in the videos as well. We've got a WRX. We've got a WRX with a built Subaru EJ207 and big turbo. We've got a bolt-on built GTO and a board and stroke Mustang, all within our office. So pretty cool stuff. Hopefully we can get some of that on here too. So until then, appreciate it, guys. We'll talk to you later.